Hello YouTube, I'm Hills on the Hunt, and in today's video we have the remainder of my February pickups. So let's go. Alrighty, welcome back to the channel. So yeah, like I said at the beginning, this is the remainder of my February pickups. Yeah, there's quite a few. There's three individual Blu-rays. One of them has 6 in it, and there's about 20 odd DVDs. So it's a bit of mix of everything, because it's always fun to kind of collect bits of everything, and we'll just go into them. I think some of these were CEX pickups, some of them were eBay pickups, and bits and bobs thrown in. So yeah, we'll go through them and let me know if you've seen any of them and anything I should kind of get to first. We'll do the Blu-rays first because there's just not many of them, and then we'll work our way to the DVDs. So first one picked up was, this was a CEX pickup. It's Vincent Price's 6 Gothic Tales collection. And you have The Fall of the House of Usher, The Pitch and the Pendulum, Tales of Horror, The Raven, The Haunted Palace, and Tomb of Ligeia. So yeah, there's, so you've got your 3 individual cases in there. So Pendulum, Tomb of Ligeia. I'm guessing it would be the other movie on the inside, would it? What's the other one? Haunted Palace. Yeah, so you just got both movies kind of different covers on the inside. You've got Haunted Palace right there. But yeah, so I do enjoy a bit of Vincent Price. Starting to get into a lot more of his movies, and so far I've enjoyed everything I've seen. So this was a nice little tidy pickup, very hard box arrow case. Yeah, let me know if you've seen any of these. I'm sure there's a few of you have seen quite a few of these. But yeah, I've seen Pit and the Pendulum, I think. I do have Tomb of Ligeia. I'll be happy to tuck into the others. So yeah, let me know what you think of this set. Yeah, but yeah, first one we picked up was Vincent Price's 6 Gothic Tales by Edgar Allan Poe. So in my not last weekly watch, but I think one from either 1 week back or 2 weeks back, I watched Santa Sangre from Alejandro Jodorowsky, and I've been told to kind of seek out a few more of his movies. I have El Topo, which I still need to check out, but the other one that kept popping up was The Holy Mountain. So here it is, The Holy Mountain. Yeah, it sounds interesting. Jodorowsky's most ambitious film sees the director play himself, the alchemist, a guru who guides a troop of pilgrims, each representing a planet on the solar system, on a magical quest to Lotus Island, where they must ascend the holy mountain in search of spiritual enlightenment. So, I mean, it says here that it's a scandalous movie, so I have no idea what I'm going to walk into here. But I'm intrigued. So yeah, there's that there, and then there's the disc inside. It just says contains strong violence. So I have no idea what I'm going to walk into. And if Santa Sangre is anything to go by, it's going to be one hell of an experience. So I'm excited to check this out. I've seen a few people talk about it, but with my Dory style memory, I've kind of forgotten. I just remember the name popping up a few times. So yeah, we'll see kind of what this is about. If you've seen it, let me know. Tim, I think you may have seen this one, possibly from a conversation we had. Either you've heard of it or you've seen it, but let me know. But I'll give this one a go, and yeah, we'll see kind of what it's all about. So 1973. So yeah, The Holy Mountain. And the final Blu-ray we picked up was a Western, 2 Mules for Sister Sarah, Clint Eastwood and Shirley MacLaine. And like I said in previous videos, I'm starting to kind of get more into Western movies, so I'm just trying to pick up stuff here and there. Also, I've heard that Eastwood is the one to go to. So yeah, Clint Eastwood is a hard-hitting high plains drifter who rides into a town and single-handedly rescues a local nun from a gang of attackers after meeting a band of Mexican revolutionaries bent on resisting the French occupation of Mexico. The cowboy and Sister Sarah decide to join forces with the freedom fighters and set off on a deadly mission to capture the enemy's garrison. But along the way, a steamy romance develops between them when the soft-spoken hero discovers the nun is not what she seems, ending with a violent climax at the well-protected fort. This action-packed Western classic cemented Eastwood's status as a true cinematic superstar. Yeah, 15 contains strong violence and sexual threat. I'm intrigued. I'm very much intrigued to check this out. It is... How long is this movie? So runtime 1 hour 54 minutes. Okay, so give it 2 hours. Yeah, I know nothing about this. I know there are some Western experts in the who normally comment. So guys, let me know what you think of this one if you've seen it. But yeah, 2 mules for Sister Sarah. Yeah, so we've got the remainder all DVDs. There's some more Westerns in there, so yeah, we'll tuck into them and see what you think. First one is starring Robert Redford. Tell Them Willie Boy Is Here. And these are all blind buys for me, so I have no idea kind of what any of these are about. But winner, British Academy Award, Robert Redford, Best Actor 1971. Winner, British Academy Award, Catherine Ross for Best Actress 1971. So yeah. Deputy Sheriff Coop. Robert Redford is a son of a revered Indian scalper who fought in the Indian Wars, but now they are over. Coop's job is to stop any Indians from getting liquored up and causing trouble on the settlement. Having to take orders from Dr. Elizabeth Arnold, Susan Clark, who is in charge of the Indians' welfare, riles with Coop's masculinity and their tempestuous relationship descends into sexual frustrations when a quarrelsome Indian Willie Boy, played by Robert Blake, kills his lover's father and runs away with her. Coop has to gather together a posse to hunt Willie Boy across desert to show down at Ruby Mountain. Interesting. Sounds cool. Interesting. How long is it? No run time. I can see 94 minutes. There it is. Yeah, let me know if you've seen this one. Sounds intriguing. We'll give it a go. Next one up is Red Sun, a film by Terence Young, starring Charles Bronson, Ursula Andress, Toshiro Mifune, and Alan Dillon. There's a lot of words on here, so I'm not going to use them all. Japanese ambassadors ordained by Japanese Emperor travel through the US on a fortified train to deliver a priceless golden sword to the American president. A small battalion of US troops is in charge of protecting the train from packs of bandits and wild Indians roaming the desert. Okay, that gives you kind of a good idea what it's about. Contains strong violence and sexualized nudity. 15. Cool. Yeah, I know nothing about this. Let me know if you've seen it. Red Sun. Captain Blood, starring Errol Flynn and Olivia de Havilland. I think this one looks more swashbuckling as opposed to, it looks more pirate. Yeah, pirate. Errol Flynn shot to stardom as Peter Blood, a 17th century physician turned pirate after escaping unjust political imprisonment. It was a role the handsome, sea-loving Tasmanian was born to play, and he shaped into Hollywood's archetypal image of the adventurous hero. Yeah. Marvelous action sequences, extremely intelligent dialogue, and spirited direction. It's a PG, so I'm not expecting like over gore and everything. So it seems like a fun, enjoyable movie. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it has a long 114 minutes, so it's almost 2 hours. It is black and white. So yeah, we'll give it a go. What year is it from, does it say? 1935. Cool. I know nothing about it, but it was there, so I just picked up a bundle. So yeah, Captain Blood. We switch away from the Westerns for a minute to the Pre-Thanksgiving Massacre. Yeah, trash. A family gathered to spend Thanksgiving at an isolated cabin, unaware that the site has a horrific history of murder and cannibalism, and the priest responsible did not rest in peace. Now they are the menu for Thanksgiving dinner. Cool. Sounds fun. 15 rated, strong violence, injury details, suicide, language, and nudity. 83 minutes. This looks like it's going to be a low budget version of Eli Roth's Thanksgiving, which was fun. But yeah, we'll give it a go. I know nothing about it, so yeah. Let me know if you've seen this one or if you've heard of it. I think it's only from 2025, so I don't think it was much long into it, but yeah. Next one, classic horror, Corridors of Blood. Starring Boris Karloff, Bette St. John, Finley Curry, Christopher Lee. This looks like it's got 1958, hour 23 minutes. London 1840, it's the age before the discovery of anesthetics. Surgery is an agonizing experience for terrified patients. Dr. Thomas Bolton, played by Boris Karloff, operates as quickly as he can to minimize the suffering, but is racked with guilt when he discovers a traumatized amputee. Bolton determines to find a way to separate pain and the knife. Although his son Jonathan is doubtful that he will succeed. So experience with chemicals that achieve only limited excess. Alright, cool. Looks like an interesting, creepy watch. It's black and white. There's a big booklet in this as well, which is nice from CEX. They still got the booklet and everything in it. Yeah, so you've got a few images inside the booklet there. So interesting. I've not seen this one. Yeah, interesting to give it a go. Why not? Let me know if you've seen this one, Corridors of Blood. Got a bit of a thriller next. Murder in New Hampshire. A New Hampshire school teacher seduces one of her students and then convinces him to murder her husband. Murder in New Hampshire stars Helen Hunt, Chad Allen, Ken Howard, Michael Learned, Howard Hessman, Larry Drake, and Hank Station in a true story that shocked an entire nation. Yeah. I think this was only £1 in CEX. It was just something, I think I had a voucher and I just needed something that was £1 or around £1, so I just picked this up. It was just sitting there on the shelf, so why not? We'll give it a go. Don't mind a little thriller. Let me know if you've seen this one. It's about. Back to some more trashy horror. Possessed by Evil. 15 rated, contains strong supernatural threat, violence, suicide references. A clever tale of possession that builds tension throughout to the astonishing finale, an absolute must-see. That's what you tell me, but I'll be the decision maker of that. Yeah, it's got Rebecca Romaine Stamos in it, or Rebecca Romaine, Dave Cubitt, Isabella Cramp, Sarah Jane Redmond. Let's see if anyone, Elizabeth Rosen, no, Rebecca Romaine. She of Mystique in the original X-Men movies, if you don't know who she is. Joanna and Beth both have successful careers and a happy marriage, but one thing they are eager for is a child to call their own. When the prospect of adoption is no longer an option, they are presented with the opportunity to bring home a little girl named Piper Rose on questionable legal terms. Welcoming Piper into their family, their uncertainty is put to the rest until strange, inexplicable events begin to happen around her. Could it be possible that little Piper is connected to a dark force? One of them. Okay. So, creepy children. Okay, so we're going to go into that realm. Alright, we'll give this one a go. Possessed by Evil. And see what creepy children do in this movie. Paranormal Entity Trilogy. I've not seen any of these, but I'm guessing there's some kind of Paranormal Activity style movies. It looks like it's an anthology of different stories. Yeah, it looks like it's an anthology of movies. Okay, so different paranormal style movies that... okay, that could be interesting. There are 3 separate boxes as well, so all there. Paranormal Entity, Paranormal Entity 2, and Paranormal Entity 3, The Exorcist tapes. Yeah, I'm intrigued to check these out. Have any of you seen any of these? Curious to know. But yeah, let me know if you've seen any of these and what you think of them. Yeah, Paranormal Entity trilogy. We had to have a Tartan Asia throw in as well, because again, trying to collect that line. So yeah, Takashi Miike's Shinjuku Triad Society. I've never seen this, never heard of it. First of 3 films linked by theme rather than by character or story, which form Takashi Miike's critically acclaimed Triad Society trilogy, followed by Rainy Dog and Ley Lines. Shinjuku Triad Society charts the bloody gangland battle for control over Tokyo's seedy Shinjuku district. Okay, so gang violence. Yeah, so it looks uber violent. Never seen them. Containing all the trademarks of Japan's #1 maverick filmmaker, Shinjuku Triad Society is a ferocious cocktail of twisted action, perverse humor, and stylish violence that will blow you away. We'll give it a go. We'll give it a go and see what it's all about. But another one to the Tartan Asia Extreme line. Like I said, I've not seen it, so I have no idea what to expect. But we'll give it a go. Lucio Fulci's back with Zombie Flesh Eaters. I have seen this one previously, but this is such a cool edition that I had to get it. And it's extreme versions, so I think there's stuff that was never released. So yeah, can't beat zombies in fogs and boats and all kinds of nonsense coming in. Yeah, we'll give it a go. And we'll kind of take it from there. When the earth spits out the dead, they will return to tear the flesh of the living. OG Fulci style movie, so we'll give it a go. 90 minutes in colour. Yeah, Zombie Flesh Eaters. I remember it from a long time back. I need to rewatch it because it's been a while since I've seen it, so it might almost be a first time watch again for me. But we'll see what happens and we'll give it a go. Next one up is Hitchhike, starring Franco Nero and Corinne Cleary and David Hess, who was in Last House on the Left. But yeah, Hitchhike. Not seen that. While on a cross-country drive, a bitter writer, Franco Nero and his beautiful wife, Corinne Cleary, pick up a stranded motorist, David Hess. But when this hitcher turns out to be a depraved psychopath, their road trip takes a vicious detour into sex and savagery, where the miles are marked in mayhem and vengeance is the ultimate rule of thumb. Okay. One of the greatest exploitation films no one has ever seen. Interesting. The sleaze epic, but it's got Ennio Morricone running the score, so expect some good music scores in the background. I've never seen. We're keen to check it out and see kind of what happens. Yeah, if you've seen this one, let me know. Hitchhike. Another line that I'm really enjoying is the Artificial Eye line. They're just very, very peaceful, almost movies that you kind of enjoy. So the next one we picked up is The Sacrifice. This is from Sweden, Swedish and French. Swedish, French and English with English subtitles, 142 minutes, by director Andrei Tarkovsky. So Tarkovsky's final film, a visionary masterpiece, unfolds in the hours before a nuclear holocaust. Erland Josephson, in an award-winning role, plays Alexander, a retired actor who is celebrating his birthday with family and friends when a crackly television announcement warns of an imminent nuclear catastrophe. Alexander makes a promise to God that he will sacrifice all he holds dear if the disaster can be averted. The next day dawns, and as if in a dream, everything is restored to normality. But Alexander must keep his vow, among many other awards. Must keep his vow. So So we're intrigued to see kind of what happens with this one. Interesting. For 2 hours and 20 odd minutes. Looks like it's going to be a very, very slow burner. This is brilliant and audacious with one of the most extraordinary final sequences in modern cinema. Yeah, let me know if anyone has seen this one. This might fall into kind of like Sammy G and Roy territory, but yeah, let me know if any of you guys have seen this one, The Sacrifice. Got another Western thrown in, Four Guns to the Border. A smouldering, iconic Roy Calhoun stars as Cully, a charismatic leader of a gang of outlaws on the run after a bank robbery. Their dash for the border is brought to a abrupt halt by a chance meeting with an old compadre and his beautiful young daughter. So the father and daughter, and yeah. Classic Western action meets steamy, smouldering romance. Okay. Nothing about it, I know, but will be interesting to check it out. So yeah, Four Guns to the Border. We'll go with this one. Another one to the Tartan collection is USA Tartan release. This is just your normal Tartan DVD. It's called The Woodsman, which has Kevin Bacon in it. Kevin Bacon, Kyra Sedgwick, Eve, Mos Def, David Alan Grier, and Benjamin Bratt. So intrigued. I have no idea what this is. Kevin Bacon, an indispensable feature of American cinema, delivers his most finest performance in The Woodsman, a harrowing and moving tale of one man's attempt to re-enter society. After 12 years in prison, Walter, who's Kevin Bacon, arrives in an unnamed city and mostly keeps to himself. A quiet, guarded man, Walter finds unexpected solace from Vicky, Kyra Sedgwick, a tough-talking woman who promises not to judge him for his history. A convicted sex offender, Walter is wearily eyed by his brother-in-law, shunned by his sister, lives in fear of being discovered at work, and is hounded by a suspicious local police officer, played by Mos Def. Walter cannot escape his past, but has a chance to avoid what many believe will be his inevitable future. Interesting. 84 minutes. It is a USA release. Contains strong language and themes of child sex abuse. It's going to be a tough one, this one. From the producer of Monsters Ball. But yeah, The Woodsman. Let me know if you've seen that one, or if anyone knows about that one. Five or six to go. Yeah, back to some more horror. Incubus, starring Robert Englund. And that's literally the only reason I picked it up, is because it's got Robert Englund in it. So he plays the demon Incubus with a murderous legacy dating back to Middle Ages. Incubus is bent on destroying the one man who almost captured him 13 years ago, Detective Gil Diamante, William Forsythe. Back to settle the score, Incubus calmly walks into the station holding the severed head, ready to begin his night of murder, gore, and mayhem. Interesting. Contains strong, gory violence. Okay. Incubus. And we go from that to something completely different. Now, these are movies I watched when I was younger, like when I was a really young kid. And I've never seen them anywhere in terms of release. I know they're very, very hard to get, especially in the UK. I don't think they've ever got UK releases, but I could be wrong. And it's Ernest. Ernest Goes to Camp, Ernest Gets Stupid, Ernest Goes to Jail. I loved the Ernest movies when I was a kid. Just dumb fun. Seriously, we're dumb fun. Yeah, there's a Christmas one, I think, and there's a couple more, but yeah, I do want to get all these. There's just silly slapstick humour, stuff I really enjoy. But yeah, we're going to give it a go, see if we can remember, see if they hold up for all these years later. And yeah, see how they go. See if they're still enjoyable, like all these, like I said, all these years later. Ernest Gets Stupid is the one I remember. I don't remember the other two, but yeah, intrigued to check them out. They're all on one disc. I know they're all on 2 discs, so that's always good. But yeah, the Ernest trilogy. Alright, so we're almost at the end, I promise you. The final Western on the list is Man with the Gun, Robert Mitchum. When Clint Tollinger rides into Sheridan County, the only thing he's looking for is Nellie Bain, who is Jan Sterling, a beautiful woman, but what he finds in town in trouble. A gang of murderous gunmen are driving farmers off their land in a brutal attempt to gain control of the city. Frightened and helpless, the citizens hire Tollinger, a notorious town tamer, to help them. But there's one thing Sheridan residents didn't count on: Tollinger operates in his own tough way, and that means things could get worse, a lot worse, before they get better. Interesting. Yeah, let me know if you've seen this one. No idea. Now, I've got lucky with finding Criterion Region 1 releases in CEX. This was another one. This is called Come and See. It's very, very dark, the image there, so it's hard to see. But it is, yeah, it's Region 1. You can see it at the bottom there. This was in CEX. But yeah, so I'm intrigued to see kind of what this one's about. It looks like it's a Soviet style movie, Soviet war style movie. It's very long, 142 minutes, in color, 1985. It's in Belarusian, Russian and German with English subtitles. So yeah, there's a shattering plunge into the dehumanizing war horrors of war as Nazi forces encroach on a small village in what is known as Belarus. Teenage Flyorra eagerly joins the Soviet resistance rather than the adventure and glory he envisioned. What he finds is a weakening nightmare of unimaginable carnage and cruelty rendered with a feverish, unworldly intensity. The most visceral, impossible to forget anti-war film ever made. Interesting. We'll give this a go and see what it's all about. And last but not least, although it's 5 movies, it's all in one box set, and it's The Fly. So it has The Fly, Fly 2, the remake of The Fly, Return of the Fly, and The Curse of the Fly. So the 1958 classic, then there's Return of the Fly, Curse of the Fly, and then the 1986 remake with Jeff Goldblum. Yeah, I haven't seen any of these, so I will be intrigued to give these a go. Let me know what they are like and what I need to look out for. But yeah, that's The Fly. That's the last box set we've got. That is everything from the rest of my February haul. So yeah, a lot of new stuff picked up in there, a lot of interesting stuff picked up in there. So I can't wait to kind of get stuck into this and see what all these are about. There's plenty of movies for me to watch. I think I've got about 70 to 80 in my just DVD watch list alone, and probably about the same in Blu-rays and on the shelves behind me. So a lot of things I can get stuck into and a lot of things I need to watch. But let me know what ones that you know from that pickup video. Anything I should get straight into, and anything again I need to keep an eye out for. So based on like directors and styles of movies that I picked up. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Leave me a comment in the description below. I'll always respond to everything. And I will see you in the next one. So thank you very much, and I'll take care.